Thank you for joining the channel today. If you've ever been pulling into your garage and you've had that heart-sinking feeling that you haven't pulled in close enough, and then the garage door starts to go down and you're worried that your car is going to get crunched, or worse yet, you're backing out and the door starts to come down, that happened to me. And it almost became a very expensive incident. Well, here's how we fix it. I'll be installing an Infinity Shield garage door sensor. It's easy and will cover your entire garage door and will hopefully help you avoid a lot of expensive body work. And the best thing is, it will monitor you as you go in and will tell you exactly when it's safe to stop. Okay, this is how disaster almost happened. It made my heart almost stop and gave me quite a bit of anxiety. This is a rear view mirror from my vehicle. And as I was backing out of the garage, I reached up to adjust the mirror. Well, right there is the button that closes the garage door, and I did it while I was backing out. I came within a centimeter of having that garage door come down on my vehicle. I wasn't back far enough for the old sensor down at the tire level to get to the tires. It would have been a mess and a lot of body shop work. Luckily, I was able to quickly pull forward without crunching anything in front of me, but that gave me pause, and I decided to investigate Infinity Shield and decided, you know what, with the specials they run and how effective it is at making sure anything anywhere in the door frame doesn't get damaged and that door goes back up, it's a fantastic system. And I love the beeper system too, because if anything is in the way of the garage, it will go ahead and keep the door up. Now, once you pull in all the way, it will stop. According to the manual, the next thing you want to do is just check the opening of your garage door. You need a minimum of 7 feet. So let's check this. I unpacked the unit. It came in from the United States Postal Service, and it was incredibly well packed. So here's all the things that it comes with. You can see that there are 4 brackets, 2 for each side. There's a rail that's a receiver, and one of the black rails is a transmitter. And then there are some wire nuts. So let's get this thing going. Okay, the first thing that we'll want to do is unplug your garage door opener. Our next step is to identify which is the receiver rail and which is the transmit rail. And the easiest way to do that is look for the rail that has the toggle switch. And this toggle switch actually turns the beeper on or off. So when you pull into the garage and it's beeping, you know that the garage opening is blocked. Once it stops, you're clear. If you don't want that beeping, although I'd highly recommend it, you would just turn the toggle switch off. But that's how you know this is a receiver. It also has a dip switch cover, and you can just take that and pop it off. And you can see on the inside there are 2 dip switches. The manual says that if you need this for a LiftMaster opener, which is what we have, these 2 dip switches should be in the down position. And they give you this handy little wood toggle to push those down. And both should be down for the LiftMaster. And you can tell that's in the down position because you want to go down away from the red LED. In addition to the beep from the beeper switch being on, the red light flashes to also give you a visual clue. And then when you're done setting it in the correct position, we'll just go ahead and put the cover and it snaps right back into place. Next, we want to go ahead and measure where the brackets will go on the new transmitter rail. You want to aim for the top third and the bottom third, or upper half and bottom half, and you're looking for brackets like this one or the one down here, and you want to put the tape in a spot where it's not going to interfere with those brackets. So if we put this one here, that looks pretty good. And then our next bracket is here. We want it on the bottom third, and we don't want to block any of the sensors. So let's go ahead and we'll put this one here. Let's go ahead and install the brackets onto the rails. We've marked them with the blue tape, and to make sure that you get the orientation right, you want to remember that the flat part goes to the outside of the garage door installation. And the way you can tell whether it's out is you can see the rocker switch is up, and this is where our dip switches are. So once you identify these, you want to go ahead and just roll it toward you, and this will reveal this slotted groove. This is where our tape is. So we want to put this so there's a square tab on the flat side. You'll put the square tab in first, twist it to one side, and just go ahead and jiggle it in. Go a little bit beyond until the other one drops. And there it is, nice and secure. So I'll go ahead and put this one and the two clips on the other side, and we'll go to the next step. Okay, next what we'll want to do is remove the current safety sensor on each side. Now this is kind of the scary part to me because even though the power's off, I have to cut the wire because we'll use the wire going into the unit to attach to the new sensors. It's just relatively new, so I kind of hate to cut into it, but that's what's next. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll grab the wire, give yourself a little bit of a lead, and cut through the wire, just like that. And then once you do that, you can just pop it right off. You'll want to go ahead and strip about a 1/2 inch off each side of this 18 gauge wire. This is what runs up to the garage door opener. So if you have a tool like this, a wire stripper, you can go ahead and just put that in at 18, squeeze down and just pull straight out. And you can see it gives you a nice 1/2 inch of wire. And then do this on each side. And what that'll do for you is give you a nice clean install. Well, let's try and get a little more on that one. There we go. And this way we can attach this with a wire nut to the new wire. Okay, so let's go ahead and attach the bottom. It's a little closer so you can see it. You can see that these just get the edge. And then what you want to do is just rock it backwards until it catches, and you can see that there's plenty of tension and it's very secured. Now we'll do the wires next, and you notice that there's a red and black wire. And this one is red and black, and this is red only. When you look at your wire from the wall, it's probably going to be a black and white and a white. So what you want to do is temporarily just twist the wires together, plug it in, and we're going to check for polarity. If we hear beeping when it's plugged in, we know that the polarity is correct and we can go ahead and put the wire nuts on. If it's not correct, we just switch the wires and then test it again. Of course, unplug it in between. All right, let's give this a try. We'll start with our black and red wire to the black and white wire. I think that might be a safe bet, and just temporarily twist those two together. And then we'll take the red and the white, temporarily twist those two together. And then we'll go ahead and plug it in and check for beeping. Okay, so this is why we test the unit. You can hear the beeping when the toggle switch for the sounder or the beeper is on. I can flip that toggle switch and it stops the sound. But again, what that warns you of is an obstruction anywhere in the doorway. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave it off so it's easier for you to hear. But the reason we test this is when I originally put those two together, assuming that the red and black and the white and black went together, they didn't. It was reverse polarity. So all I had to do was switch the two wires, and then with this on, you can hear the beeping. Now right now we haven't wired in the transmitter button, just the receiver. So it's beeping because its signal is blocked. So now what I'll do is I'll go to the other side, now that I know which wire goes through which wire that up, and then we'll turn everything on and test it. So the thing that's nice is when you take a look at the wires when they're joined together, you can coil this up, tuck it out of the way so it doesn't get in the way of your clip, and it looks much nicer. Okay, we have both sides wired up, and we've got an invisible shield all the way across the door. Now, when I open it or close it, it should go ahead and catch it if something crosses any of the beams in this big open space. Now, if you're like me, I know I shouldn't do this, but sometimes I'll stack things like rakes or shovels or brooms in the corner, and that's a pretty skinny stick, but I want to see if this will catch it. So let's try it. I'll knock this over, see if it reverses the door. Isn't that awesome?
Thank you for joining me on the channel today. I hope this video helps you install your Infinity Shield quickly. I look forward to visiting with you again soon as we both choose to make it a great day.